Hey guys, this is Miss Dupe, and today we are going to be talking about relations and functions. And this is going to be notes page number 4 for us since we started our numbering over for the new quarter and semester. So first we're going to start out with some definitions. So the first definition we are going to write down is what a relation is. So a relation is how we pair inputs with outputs. And so this idea of input and output might not sound so familiar, but we've actually been working with them for forever. So we're going to define input and output, as well. So an input is our X value. And output, you could probably guess, is our Y value. So just remember, when we have ordered pairs or we're working with a table or a graph, we always have a coordinate that has an X and a Y value. So that's our input and our output. Next, we're going to talk about what a function is. So a function is a special type of relation. And this special type of relation is where each input has only one output. So basically for functions, we have a rule for how x's and y's can be paired. And for relations, we're just pairing them up and seeing how they're paired. So now we're going to go through some examples of relations and some examples of specifically functions. So some relations. So first of all, we have this thing called a mapping where we have all of our X values in a little circle, all of our Y values in a little circle, and then we show how they're each paired. So for here, our X values are going to be 0, 1, 2, and 3, and our Y values are going to be -2, 1, 2, 4. And then the mapping is going to show us how each of our X values is paired with the Y values. So the first one says that 0 is with -2, so that would be the coordinate 0, -2. But 0 is also paired with 1. 1 is paired with 2. 2 is paired with 1. And 3 and 4 are together. Now, for relations, it doesn't matter which order things are paired, but for functions, it does. So I'm going to show you why this is not a function. And it's because of this guy right here, 0. Since 0 has 2 arrows coming off of it, that means that the input 0 is paired with more than one output, which is against the rule for functions. So let's show you a function mapping. So once again, we have our x's and our y's, our little circles here. So our x's are going to be -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And our y's are going to be 3, 5, 11, and 21. So -1 is going to go with 5, 0 is going to go with 3, 1 is going to go with 5, 2 is with 11, and 3 is with 21. So see here, all of our X values only have one arrow coming off of them. That means that this is a function, so that's why it's under the function category. It's all good to go. All right, so now we're going to talk about how we can tell coordinates are a relation or a function. So we're going to start with a relation, which is less specific. So for a relation, we can have -2, 1, -5, 1, and -2, 3. So remember, for a relation, it doesn't matter how they're paired, but for a function, each input x can only have one output y. So when we're looking at this, our problem is going to be where we have two of the same x's with different y's. So if you look at where you can see two of the same x's, we have two of the same x's here, -2, but it's paired with different y's. So it's paired with 1 and with 3. So that's the reason this is only a relation and not a function. If we look at our function example, we'll have 0, 0, 1, 2, and 2, 0. The reason this is all good is because all of my x's are different, so nothing else matters. Lastly, we're going to talk about tables. So tables are when we have our x's and y's all labeled here in a nice little table. And in our relation category, we're going to have 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5 in our x's, and then 2, 4, 5, 8, 4, 10 in our y's. So this is definitely a relation. Relation is less specific, but if we look here, we can find the reason why this is not specifically a function. So if we look at our x values here, we have two that are repeating. We have 2 1s. And if we look in the y category, they have different y's. We cannot have two x's with different y's. For our function example, we have -4, -2, 0, 2, 4, and -10, -4, 2, 8, and 14. If you look down our x value row, none of my x values repeat. And I would like to point out, -4 and -2 are very different than +2 and +4. So those are not the same numbers. None of my x's repeat. That means that this is a function. All right, I hope you took these notes, and I will see you later.